yourself. Topics Master, fellow Athenians, and most welcome guests. I have heard those four words far more times than I care to remember in the last few months. And that's because over the past few months I've been going to interviews to change job roles. And I could quite happily regurgitate the same generic answer that I've given to all my interviewers, but I'm not going to do that. That would be awfully boring. So instead I want to tell you about my past as a nomadic person, my passion for food, and my tendency to be a bit of a dreamer. So I was born about 30 years ago, without wanting to give my age away, to an Irish father, a Welsh mother in Scotland. I then spent the next 15 years or so of my life living between Africa and South America, and for me that was the start of my passion for travel. The thing I think I really love about travel is the people that you meet along the way. I've had some fantastic experiences, and a recent example of that was when I was in Sri Lanka a couple of months back, and I was walking down the street with my girlfriend, and it was pouring down with rain, and a car pulled up, and an old guy stopped and asked us to get in, and we got in, and we went for tea with him, and then we ended up going back to his house and we met his family, and they were just so incredibly welcoming and kind and hospitable, and they really made such a fuss of us, and we had the most amazing 2 days. And I'm sure many of you who have travelled have experienced similar acts of kindness from random strangers. So for me that's a real benefit of travel. Another thing I love is the food, and that brings me on to my passion for food. So when I was younger, I was known as a bit of a human dustbin, and I like to think that was in relation to the quantity of food that I ate rather than consuming garbage. Having said that, I have had some quite interesting experiences with food over the years. So I'd like you all to imagine you're in Cambodia now for 1 second, and it's steaming hot. You've been out with some friends the night before, and you've probably had a few too many drinks, and you're not feeling great, and you're on a 6-hour bus trip, travelling across the country, and you're absolutely starving. Well, that was me. But fortunately, there was a stop halfway through, and an opportunity to get some food and have a little respite. So I got off the bus and I started looking, and there were stalls, food stalls around. But there was creepy crawlies and funny insects and bugs, and not much that took my fancy. And then bingo! Hard-boiled eggs. A bit of home comfort. That's exactly what I needed. So I got a couple of those, bagged them up, bottle of water, got back on the bus, opened the first egg, and to my horror, it was a duck embryo. More recently though, I'd say my taste in food has become a bit more refined, I like to think. I tend to sort of try and eat more healthy, more organic, free range, not just because of the sort of animal welfare side of things, but also just because I think it's important to know what you're putting in your body. One caveat to that though is my vice for kebabs. I absolutely love kebabs, and Tuesday night is quite special for me actually. So as well as Toastmasters, I have the opportunity to go to Ottoman, which for those of you who don't know it is on the Fulham Road, and I thoroughly recommend it. You won't regret it. And then finally, I mentioned I'm a bit of a dreamer, and some of my dreams I know will probably never come true. Like, I don't think I'll ever be good at music. I've tried to learn the guitar, I've tried to learn the piano, and I was pretty terrible. But other dreams I hope will. Like one day I'd love to live in the Cotswolds, have a family and a dog. So that's a bit about me really. And then I guess finally, what brings me here? Why am I Athenians? Is it because I want those kebabs? No, of course not. Although I'd be lying if I didn't. I'd be lying if I didn't admit that is a bit of a silver icing on the cake. But the real reason I'm here is because one of my dreams is to become a really effective and confident public speaker, and I can't think of a better, more supportive place to do that than here. Toastmasters.